let's see, we talked about 1 and 6. We're just working on budget. Be prepared, committee members on the finance committee for us to call meetings. So I'll get a hold of you this rest of this week to do our finance committee meetings, and then probably our city council off meeting for everyone to help schedule that. So we'll meet on a separate night from city council with the council and notice to the public, and all we'll do is talk budget that night and kind of present it step by step by step with Nick. And then we'll bring it back for all the formal stuff thereafter. So look for emails and contacts, and either myself or Mindy sending those up with you to get dates of your availability. Commendation to Nick. There's also this odd requirement that we have to have due to LB 644, we have to have a joint public hearing on our budget, and we estimate likely we'll have to do this and be part of it due to the nature of our ask for taxes, and us, the school districts that ask over the county, SCC, there might be one other taxing entity in there with us. All have to get together and have a joint public meeting and just present for 5 minutes, or as long as we need to present our budgets and why we're asking. Yes. And we have to send a postcard out jointly by the county. So there's a ton of information we have to get to the county in time to get it on the postcard, to get it sent out. And the fun part about that is any of the parcels that are in Seward County, but their taxing entities are outside, still need to get us their information in Seward County. So for instance, a school district, they're not meeting with us because their headquarters are somewhere else. So they're meeting in Butler County or whatever. But we still need to wait on their information. Well, this has turned into a giant headache for the county and us. And so there's going to be a real fast push, and then we're going to have this public hearing. So along with the extra public hearing you guys have to have now that we started last year, we have to have an extra public hearing, and then our regular meeting. So, but we'll work our way through it. It's kind of a crunch on time.
So we had a tentative work session scheduled for next Tuesday.
Yeah, we're gonna have to reassess on that one. So we'll send out a survey for you.
So we can open that night up again.
And it could be, I mean, if I don't think we'll have the budget stuff done, because I still don't have insurance. I still don't, and we even moved that up. I hope to get that this week. There's just a lot of elements we don't have that we're waiting on other entities to give us. So we're trying to be fingers crossed on that one.
So we're not gonna meet that night.
Most likely not meeting on Tuesday. So, but we'll get a hold of you and do a survey and get everybody's dates. So.
Move to approve?
Yep.
Second.
Unless, the last one that's on there, sorry, it is noted, we did meet with NPPD in Norris on the substation. This is a very big issue, and I see Jonathan shaking his head.
Which substation?
The NPPD substation. Yep.
East of the Highway 15?
Yes, the one kind of north of Orchlands.
Right.
That substation at some point for Norris and ourselves in Milford, they feed off there as well. We're gonna start getting to our capacity on that substation that feeds all of us. And so they met with us to kind of come up with a plan. I think they think that there's a lot of potential in Seward, and so we're trying to think of some creative ways to look at getting improvements done to upgrade that substation in the future. With the rail campus and just our general growth, the fact that Milford's growing now, and Norris, even out in the county, is seeing projects that want to come to Seward County. But they're big loads, and we're getting to the point where we're gonna max that thing out, even on transmission. And so, they're kind of looking at creative ways to help cover those costs, cause they're really expensive. So, we're talking tens of millions of dollars. So, but we had a really good conversation with them and a plan that they're gonna put together for us as a proposal, and then we'll bring it to you guys to start talking about that discussion. But that's big for our future as the city of Seward with our continued growth, even at the 1%. That's why we're talking about the wastewater treatment plant. That's why we're talking about the NPPD substation, because these are our limiting factors, and we need to try and get them out of the way. So, I can answer any other questions you have. Sorry.
Big
make a motion to
I did
accept the
make a
report?
motion to accept the report.
Is there a second?
She seconded.
We got a second. Please register your votes. Please display the votes.
Voting in favor, Wilkin, Beck, Campereth, Volkerman, Miller, Singleton, Strickland, Hendricks, 8-0.
Alright, any future requests for council agenda items or administrative action?
Golf cart ordinance, resolution, whatever it is that coming back to us? So
Yeah, we started talking about it with Kelly and then working with the mayor on it. We're trying to take a comprehensive look at ATVs, UTVs, golf carts, and then he threw,
Slow,
wow.
did you not see that?
Oh, I saw it, I didn't know what it was. Slow moving vehicles, right?
Basically 20 to 25 miles an hour, it's a separate category.
So like scooters and
No,
electric
no,
bicycles.
it's
those
like-
kind of things?
the federal, in federal law, they wanted to distinguish between golf carts and those types of vehicles and these slow moving vehicles that top out between 20 and 25 miles an hour, but they tend to be like, they tend to be street legal. So it's a whole other category, but I just told.
It's in state statute too.
It's
He said it
defined,
wrong.
yeah,
I was
it's
like, I didn't
defined
know.
in state statute, so we just wanted to, I just think if we're gonna open this up, we might as well look at all the different types of vehicles and have a comprehensive plan, so that
So
people
like-
don't think so we'd otherwise be made up with an inconsistent of a policy of, well, why is this restricted, but that's not when they look pretty similar, but
Are electric scooters involved in any, that's not a vehicle though,
no,
right? So.
not by that definition.
Okay.
These are, the slow moving vehicles are like 20 to 25 miles an hour, and they are 3 or 4 wheeled, I believe is part of the definition. But it's in state law,
More
they said that,
things, right?
Greg, just so you'd have it,
Can't drive a
but,
lawnmower on the street anymore.
what's that?
Can't, a lawnmower?
A slow moving vehicle.
A lawnmower.
If you can go 20, 25 miles an hour.
Tractor.
Yeah, tractors.
Okay.
But anyway, the point was, we just wanted to have a comprehensive look at this, so it doesn't look like we're doing this in piecemeal, where we could end up with some inconsistent policies.
Perfect.
Cause some of the stuff we saw too in other towns, especially with golf carts, is they did a more comprehensive registration system. Ours right now is go to Cody at the golf course and he walks out, looks at it and goes, okay, here's your sticker, and basically nobody's really doing it. Other towns have a more comprehensive one where they're like, hey, go down to the police station, they verify your insurance, and then you kinda get a registration, whether you charge for it, if it's free, but, and then you have a sticker that's easily identified that you did it. So PD can tell when the 6-year-old kid's cruising down, well, if they got a sticker, they're good.
Cool. Kudos to Tim and his department for the water issue Monday.
They, actually on that one, they fixed it today.
Good job. Thank you.
Yeah, it's completed, we filled the hole this morning.
Awesome.
Looking at budget, whether short-term or long-term though, we anticipate that line is, with all these breaks we keep getting, there's something bad. Something's wrong with that 14-inch line.
That's a 14-inch cast iron line. This section we took out this morning was split right down the middle like the previous one. But it's very
Didn't you say it was
possible.
newer?
This one ended up, we thought when we saw it, when me and Tim were standing out in the field, I got to Gary right after he found it, literally, and then Tim, it was like cops, man, all these water guys just showed up all at the same time, it's pretty funny. And I'm standing out there like this in the middle of the field staring at water.
I went through there once, but I didn't see it because the grass is so tall down there that the water would just filter out in there.
Gary was on the south side of the river and I was on the old Orchlands, coming the other way down that same line towards the other end of the river. And I did the same thing Tim did, I looked at the new overflow flap for flooding and it wasn't letting any water out, so I went, well, it can't be over there. And then Gary calls and says, oh, I found it, and it was over there. And so, but it was just, the actual break was further away than we saw it coming out of the ground, correct?
Yeah.
So,
Good.
It's-
Guys
It's
did a
very
great job.
possible that this could have been hit by a boring crew because they bored right underneath where the break was, and we actually found a small hole on the bottom side of that pipe that might have extended that crack. We don't know though, but we do know that the line, communication line was right underneath that piece of pipe there.
no, it was, stop.
But
It could
this-
be
I didn't
anyone.
say it.
Like Greg said, if it breaks one more time, we know we're gonna have to replace all the way underneath the river, all
requests? Seeing none, then Jonathan, upcoming events.
Yes, thank you,
Welcome.
Mayor. We had the aloe fiber groundbreaking, went well this evening, and, thanks for the support, from multiple city representatives for that. I'm talking with some of their representatives, they're gonna try to have some citizen public information meetings to inform people how their construction project is gonna go, to just make sure that people are aware, digging up yards, it'll all be put back together. So we'll try to keep you informed as those come up, but obviously that's a big project. They talked about tonight potentially being done right around Thanksgiving, so the whole project, the whole city being done pretty quickly. Which is
What I heard was they're gonna turn people on by Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Turn
The
people
first-
on.
The
The
first
first-
customers will
The
come
first customers
online
by
and
Thanksgiving,
and then
exactly right.
potentially completely finished by Q1 of
End of
2020.
Q1, beginning of
Yes.
Q2.
Yep,
Yep.
2023. They'll be completely done.
Thank you. We have Seward retailers having sidewalk sales on July 29th and 30th. Seward County Fair, August 4th through the 7th. Keep up to date with any other summer activities through the Blue River Buzz. And then would just ask that you consider taking and continuing to promote the child care survey that's available. We're just realizing childcare continues to be a challenge for our workforce development and growth. And we're giving away gift cards with the new gift card program for those that take it. We'll have $25 gift cards for that. With that, that's all. Thanks, Mayor.
Thanks, Jonathan. So with that, next we have a strategy session, to provide negotiation guidance concerning real estate interests.
I move that the city council go into closed session with the mayor, city administrator, and city clerk for the protection of the public interest to discuss real estate interests and provide the city attorney with negotiating guidance for a period not to exceed 30 minutes.
All right, we have a motion, is there a second?
Second.
I'll just tell them later.
Motion and a second, please register your votes. Please clear votes.
Voting in favor, Wilkin, Beck, Campereth, Boltman, Miller, Singleton, Strice, and Hendricks, 8-0.
The council has voted to go into closed session for the protection of the public interest and to discuss real estate interests and to provide city attorney with negotiating guidance. We are in closed session, thank you.
That's very loud. Got very loud.